Hello. I'm kidding. So everyone, I figured I'd get on here and look at my hair, y'all. I guess I'll put it in a hair dye. I got, chili from Wendy's. And hot chili sauce from Wendy's. They don't never make it spicy enough for me. Alright, so today was kind of even so far, like I know the day is young, but today's been kind of a stressful day. You know, you got kids in school, and there are people that like to bully kids. I don't get it. I'm balancing this on my knee, so my daughter's 5 years old. Y'all have probably seen her on here before. You know, she's a sweetheart. You know, she can also be a tyrant, but at school she's really good, and we've been having this problem with this little girl, and like at the beginning of the school year they were cool and they were friends and stuff, and then all of a sudden shit went sour, and the little girl freaking, I'm not going to say her name, but the little girl that's been picking on my daughter clawed my daughter. So there was like actual blood drawn. Okay. That's when I no longer am cool. I'm no longer a cool mom. Okay. I birthed my daughter. I had a C-section. I'm the only bitch that can ever put hands on my daughter because I've had her dad and mom. These folks ain't raising their kids to keep their hands to themselves. They're bullies. So, I called a different school, tried to get her out. And they said, absolutely, bring her in. So, we are going to take her out of this church school she's in and take her to primary school. I hate to have to do that in the middle of the school year. I feel like she's not learning anything here. My daughter's smart. Much smarter, seemingly, than I was when I was in school. It's different genetics, you know. But I'm not saying, she's the smartest girl in the room. I'm just saying she's more mature than those kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. She could continue there, but it's not elevating her education at all. It seems like it's actually making it worse. Like she doesn't have enough to do, you know? And we just want to get that figured out. I don't want her... She started getting depressed a little. I had to take care of it. You know, she goes through enough on a daily basis with her brother. And, you know, family problems. And that happens in life. It's just life, okay? Nobody should be judged for things happening. So basically, another point I wanted to get across is it's not, because it's a school at a church doesn't mean it's better. I thought this would be more calm. This will be, the kids are going to be very chill that are here because their parents are chill. Not so. There are some kids that only go to this school because their parents did not enroll them in the school they were supposed to go in. And this is just to save their ass so they don't get in trouble.
Check your local TV listings for full episodes.
But I'll tell you what, I was never a stickler about getting her into school early. I was never a stickler about that. Because, why? Well, you have to go to school your whole life. Why, I don't know. However, I'm kind of thinking now I should have done it. Well, she loves interacting. Well, she loves school. I would hate, that's why I said I can't see her being like depressed and freaked out to go to school, kind of scared to go to school or whatever. Because of that little girl. Amira's not like that. My daughter, very verbal. Just like me. Just like her dad. Very verbal. So, yeah. That's what I did today, y'all. Sorry, I'm picking my nose. Of course, I have another subject. I have a subject to talk about. That subject is over. I just hope everybody gets the message that, if your daughter or son is acting a little down and the teacher lets you know, look into it, because it could be something else more than just being tired. The teacher's like, I think she's just tired. No, she's not just tired. The girl was picking on her and drew blood on her and scared her and told her not to tell. And, so we're taking care of it. But her hair, it's right over there. I didn't do it. You know how annoying it is for a straw to be busted, like a busted ass straw, like it's only sucking up a certain percentage of pop. So now what you do is you take it, flip it. Perfect. So my next subject is kind of along the same lines. It's about friendship. Sweet and sour sauce. Spicy chicken nuggets. Now, before I start eating these little things, I'm going to tell y'all, I've never been a chicken nugget gal, ever. I don't eat minced meat. It freaks me out bad. However, this is going to be really weird. I eat the edges, okay? I do this. I dip it in the sauce. And I eat the edges. And that's an eaten chicken nugget to me. Next. So yeah, I did want to discuss if you're somebody's friend, be somebody's friend. Do not leave them at the drop of a dime. Don't leave them at the drop of a hat. Don't leave them when they disagree with you. That is not okay because you just don't know how much that person needed you to talk to. And I think it was for absolutely anybody. It's hurtful when someone reacts to something in a way that you thought that they wouldn't. And it hurts when you can't have a disagreement, or you can't have a tiny, not even argument, like just a disagreement. You can't have a disagreement with somebody without them getting offended. Okay? Anymore. You just can't. People don't even it's really unfortunate to me because I feel like I would get offended at somebody. Like, if they told me something about myself that I did not want to hear, I feel like I would get offended at first, but then I also feel like I would sit back and I would think about it, and then I would have a better outcome and, like, problem solving. And that's my main goal, y'all, is to problem solve with my problems. I do not... I don't go into things blindly. I go into stuff fixing it, trying to fix it. And so, when something bad happens, I automatically go to the next thing. And I don't do animosity and stuff like that. I don't do that very well. So, if all it takes is a disagreement to end your loyalty with somebody, then what were you doing with them in the first place? Ask yourself, what were you using that person for? Because if your friendship is not true and pure, you have no reason to be around each other. And when there's an understanding that y'all, like, totally love each other, would do anything for each other, loyal till the end or whatever, then, it gives you that happy, fuzzy feeling like you've got a piece of family, or you got somebody that, like, fucks with you heavy, like, man, they got my back for sure, type shit. Okay? I can honestly tell you that my trust has been betrayed so many times. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm not argumentative sometimes. Not even argumentative. Like, I have points to make, and sometimes I have to pick and choose my battle. And sometimes I just leave stuff alone. And that's my motto. Like, just leaving stuff alone or whatever. But when something happens that is, to me, so wrong in a certain type of way, I automatically get offended, and I literally have to get away from that person, whoever it is. It doesn't matter who you are or how good of a person you are. I have to get away from you for a minute because I don't want to say nothing I don't mean, and I don't mean the hateful things that I say. So, with that being said, you have to definitely weigh all that out and try to address the situation the best way you can if they give you a chance. But if the friend doesn't even give you a chance to do that, and they automatically move to the offensive side, you can almost always bet that they weren't there for you in the first place. And I hate to say that, but I'm just at that point where, yeah, my trust is messed up and it's just continuing to get worse. I really don't know how many people I could call a friend. It'd be about none. So hurt. And yet, I just sit here and I don't even address it. It ain't worth it. You know why? She's gonna get mad when I tell her. Offended, automatically offended. Automatically offended. People that haven't had to deal with much drama in their life get offended at the drop of a dime. You know? I've dealt with a lot. It takes a lot to offend me. One thing that offends me. Ready? Lies. A liar. One of my biggest things are do what you say you're gonna do. That type of stuff. And people don't take my loyalty away. I'm not setting it up. I'm just saying. Ooh, it's cold in here. It's so cold in Ohio. It's so lame in Ohio. I'm gonna take this. Y'all, I think we're just all out here trying to do the best that we can with what we've got. And I think that the world is a bit trippy. And if you're staying out of the mental institution, you're doing a lot for yourself and your kids, okay? I understand how hard things can get. And I understand the struggle. And I understand the recovery from it as well. So, whoever's watching this, if you even see this, anybody, you can message me if you're having similar issues, and maybe I can give you advice on what I did. And maybe not. Maybe you just need somebody to listen to, or somebody to listen to you. And I can be that person. I am not a judgmental person. I'm not here to judge. Excuse me. Ooh, indigestion. Wendy's chili burp. So, I hope everyone has an awesome day. I just want to breathe into you that, look at all that toys. I just want to let y'all know you are capable of whatever you want to do in life. You are capable of whoever you want to do in life. You're in charge of your own destiny. And don't let your fear wrap up your life like mine did. I'm 30 years old and I'm just now starting to get to that transitional stage where I'm starting to understand what I've done and what I haven't done. And it's an eye-opener. That's alright, please stop it. No. It's an eye-opener, and anybody that's going through, anything, like, I can almost tell you, I can almost categorize myself with that. But you are smart, you are beautiful, you are capable, you are not stupid, you are not dumb, you are not a bitch, you are not a whore, you are not a cunt, you are not a lowlife, you're not a loser, you're not a retard, you're not a reject, you're not an asshole, you're not a dick, you're not ugly, you're not unfavorable, you're not unworthy, you are a good person, you are a good individual, you are from God, you are beautiful, you shine like the top of the Chrysler building, you got this, I got you, I got your back, you got my front, you are worth so much more in this life than what people show you. If you only explore, then you'll see. But if you go by if you let people show you, then you'll never know the true value of you. Because no one can show you that. That's something you gotta go out, you gotta find yourself. And I'm on my way, okay? I thought I was gonna die. Multiple times. I could have died. I was left outside. I was 16 years old. And I was left outside in the middle of the winter, stripped down to my underwear, overdosing on a pill that was my uncle's that I took. I took one pill and snorted that pill, and about 5 minutes later, I couldn't think. My friend asked me what my name was, and I couldn't say it. I couldn't exclaim it. I couldn't physically, verbally, I couldn't say my name. I remember going, I remember, trying to make myself puke because I knew I was going to die. That was the last bit of fight in me. I knew I was dying, and I was like, God, I gotta make myself puke because I gotta get this shit out of me. Because if I don't, I'm gonna die. They left me outside in the cold to die, and Carolyn and her sister came, and they scooped me up and took me to the hospital. And the hospital said that if I hadn't have been there 10 minutes, I would have been dead. And that's exactly what they said to me. I'm not exaggerating it a bit. They said I had to drink the charcoal stuff, and they had to do all that. I drank that stuff willingly so fast. Like a champ. You know why? Because I was dying. And God said, I want you to stay here on earth right now. He said, I have a purpose for you. And I just kept thinking and holding on to that thought, and I just sat there and thought, just hold on a little bit longer. Just hold on a little bit longer. God, just wait a little bit longer, you can do this. And then I woke up, and it was like before my mom even walked in the room. I never called my mom. I had him call my grandparents, because I wasn't even in my right mind. I knew my mom was going to find out, but I didn't want her to know. I'd rather have talked to my grandparents. So I told them, and they came to the hospital. And when they were in there, I was just kind of laying there because I was in the recovery room. I was recovering. And when I was just laying there,
felt my mom's presence come into the room, and she wasn't even in there. That's how good God is. And it was like, your mom can't handle if you're not here. You would think that's what God was telling me. Like, hold on, Alana, because your purpose is more than what you know. I'm sorry. I know that, I went through a lot. And I've done a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of. But I don't live in my past. Okay? That's the main thing you do. When you make mistakes in your past, you grow from it. You find one person to look up to. And you start doing things in a process. And you start getting better. When you start accomplishing things. Even if they're little things. Even if it's only just staying alive. Then it's staying alive. But that's not the only, run-in that I had. When I was an adolescent, I had some times, man. So there was another time that I took a bunch of somas and almost ended my life. And then another time when I took a bunch of Tylenol and I tried to end my life and drank beer on top of it. And at 16, I don't know what could have been so fucking bad that I felt like I didn't want to be here. But some of it was my dad, divorcing my mom and leaving, and then having this whole other family. And I wanted to forget about it. Like, my dad don't care about me. Like, that's literally what I thought. And it hurts when your dad leaves your mom, who you think, they'll never get a divorce, it's my mom and my dad. He leaves. He goes and gets his high school sweetheart that he found in the military. And he has a baby. He doesn't tell us for a whole year. And then told us. And it was shocking. More than anything. Like, I have nerve problems. Because with my parents, it's genetic. They both have high anxiety. They're both on Xanax, of course. I've been on Xanax. I took myself off. But the reason I'm getting to that is because when my dad took me to his house for the first time to meet his wife and his baby that he had been hiding from us for a year. Now, he's in the military. He would have had to pay the shit out of my mom if she would have found out about that and taken him to court, okay? But he lied and told me and my sister to lie about it. And we did, because it's our dad. Why wouldn't we? I'd lie for my mom to my dad, too, if she'd asked me to. She never did that. So, after that happened, I acted like it was okay. But it was never okay to me, and I was not okay with it. Ever. I didn't like my stepmom. And most people don't like their stepmoms, but you know why I didn't like mine? Because you don't take a married woman's man. I don't care if that was your high school sweetheart. That's a no-no. And she ruined my life, because my dad ended up, because of all these ODs and stuff, he ended up taking custody of me and coming down here and getting me. And I ran away. And I stayed on the run for a long time. And I was doing drugs and doing a lot of things I wasn't proud of at the time. But after those 3 overdoses, yeah, he took custody of me and thought he could help me. They took me to an inpatient rehab called Mary Haven up in Columbus. And then for detox, they took me to Cincinnati. I think that was like a psych ward. No. Stay in here. I'll get you some. Go. So it's like a psych ward. Okay, go eat yours. And there was people in there freaking out, yelling and screaming. And all kinds. I mean, here, there's your water. There it is. There's your water. Good job, buddy. You can have that ring pop, too, if you want. It was scary because there was, like, girls in there screaming. Oh, it was really weird. But, excuse me, I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned how to be a better convict, better criminal. I learned how to do more drugs, different drugs. I never did get into heroin, crack, but I did a hell of a lot of cocaine. I did a fuck ton of pills. And I mean, not pain pills, okay? Because I'm allergic to codeine. So when I take a pain pill, I puke and all that happy shit. Itch my face off and whatnot. I was into the Xanaxes, the Klonopins, the Valiums, okay? I was into all that, and I did that. And I did it good. And I can tell, man, it's ruined. You know what it's done, and this is why I'm live right now. And if you've watched it long enough to this part, whatever. Give me that, motherfucker. Ah. Daggone dog. Yeah. No, don't bite that. Daggone dog. Okay, what I'm trying to get through to y'all is don't spend your juvenile life doing things that will ruin your frontal lobes, because you can't get that shit back. And now I'm like 30 years old and I don't got a lot to show for it. And it shows. I have a job. I work at FedEx. They don't mean shit when your mind is fucked up. They don't mean shit when your mind is fucked up. My mind is fucked up. Look at that. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know what my calling is for real. Like, I know what I could be good at and what I could do to help people and stuff, but I just really don't know what my calling is. I done went to school for a quarter. I let the narcissist ruin that. And, don't do drugs, kids. That's all I can say. I don't know. I just got really emotional all of a sudden. When you go back into time and you think about the stuff that happened to you, you're lucky if you can even remember it, because I couldn't even remember just now. I was really sitting there, like, trying to think about the way things happened out at that farmhouse when I OD'd and they put me out on the mattress. And it's a lot that I blacked out because it was traumatizing, of course. Of course, there were kids that I knew that were fucking had their heads in the toilet and all kinds of shit like that. At that same farmhouse. The guy that owned the farmhouse, he's dead now. And it's like, I don't know, it kind of freaks me out, actually. Yeah, but okay, what I'm getting at is, here's another valid point. People ain't your friends.
you know, when I was in that house and I had OD'd, there was bitches sitting in there that was supposed to be my besties that I was hanging out with that night. They did not save my life. It took Carolyn and Joni to come all the way out there to save my life. This was way out in the country. Like, luckily I even made it to the hospital. I don't know what I would have done. I remember Dusty Hoagland, like, carrying me, like, over his shoulder, and I couldn't talk, couldn't walk, nothing. I was fucked up. And, don't take a pill that you don't know what it is. That is the message to this whole fucking story, aside from all the other messages, from all the... I have ADHD, so I'm going to skip and jump and bop and boop and every, you know, all subjects that I ever talk about end up scrambled as eggs. Like, my mind is scrambled eggs. Like, this way, that way, this way, that way. But that's okay, because if you guys get anything from it, then I just did the right thing, right? So, do not snort a pill that you do not know what it is, that it just seems like it would get you fucked up. It was called Calazaril, and my uncle was highly schizophrenic, and I took it, I snorted it, and then I bonged one beer, and I don't remember anything after that, barely anything. And I don't know what that shit did to me. And I don't know how I have forgotten that. I've literally had near-death situations happen. A lot. And it seems like, you know, I keep taking it for granted. Because I'm still kind of ungrateful about life, I see, because I still have some anger issues I hold on to. And things like that, but hey, we're working on it, and things can always get better and go up, and we're only worried about elevating ourselves, elevating others, and just living the best life we can till we go. Because ultimately, that's what I've been scared of my whole life anyways, is dying. So maybe I just wanted to experience it because, I don't know. I wanted to experience death because I was scared of it. Sometimes you go for things you're scared of. And, I'm in a better place now. But there's times when I still feel like I don't want to be here. I don't have any plan to carry that out, but it's like been in the back of my head that, you know, what good am I doing? How many times can I fuck up? How much money can I not make? Why can I not obtain all these things I need to obtain to do life on life terms, man? That's all I'm freaking saying is, what the fuck does it take to not lose your shit? I worry every fucking day about my kids, yet I'm the hardest one on them. Look, my nose is crooked. I done had men fucking making my nose crooked, y'all. Yeah, I've had a lot of things happen to me. I'll be back and have another live. If y'all want to hear of anything, let me know. But I can tell you about abuse from men, narcissistic abuse, family abuse, systematic abuse. I can eat just about anything and cook about anything. But, alright, y'all, I'm getting off here. My son needs my attention, or my eyelids need my attention, either one. You're my man. Bye, y'all.